Hello, my fellow witnesses of the American Dad intro world record any percent speed run. Want to hear some brand new decade motivation? You ever feel like so much of a sofa sloth you have to use telekinesis to pick up the TV remote? Well, this video is certainly gonna get your ass off the frickin' couch before you get chucked into World War III. You see this guy? You see this absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd? There's a chance you may have heard of this loser, Toby Fox, and the fact that for some reason his name is associated with the game Undertale, which not only is one of the greatest games of the 21st century, but also has pretty damning evidence that whoever made it has a serious fetish for the upper leg. Well, actually, that was Toby Fox. Yeah, that absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd made a groundbreaking video game, and he's the guy that likes legs. But you already knew that, and you also knew that he made another game called Deltarune Chapter 1. This is pretty old news, and I'm pretty sure that's all the marvelous achievements he's going to be known for making in this obnoxious game of real life.
Hold it right there, sir. Are you forgetting about the part where 2019 happens?
I'm sorry, 29 what?
2019, sir. Are you freaking forgetting about that?
2019? Wait a second, I thought that year was cancelled ever since 2017 8-9.
Oh, very funny, sir. Allow me to provide you with a conglomeration of royalty-free laugh tracks.
Oh, why, thank you very much.
For being sarcastic, attention deficit, you better talk about the things Toby Fox did in 2019 or you're under arrest, asshole!
Aw, crap, you seriously gonna do this to me? What things have Toby Fox done in 2019? Oh, he just so happened to learn Japanese. That's not something that will foreshadow anything at all. Oh, he just so happened to make music for the upcoming chapters of Deltarune. Such marvelous achievements he's made this year. Oh, he just so happened to make friends with Kenny Omega, arguably the greatest professional wrestler of all time. That's only wait just a second. He made a custom Titantron for him back when Omega was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, plus it was his final match for the organization. Are you telling me that the same guy that consistently gets literal 6 out of 5-star wrestling matches rated by the most respected critic of all of wrestling used an Undertale-themed entrance sequence created by that absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd? Am I the only person who isn't programmed to know precisely what emotion to display here? Not to mention this match still in fact got a score higher than every single bout ever executed in the history of WWE. Basically meaning that on average Undertale wrestling is better than professional wrestling, and that is a sentence that I am saying unironically. How did he get away? How did both of them get away with this shit? There had to be one geezer working for NJPW that saw this as something they're too much of a boomer to let happen. I'm telling you, there is no possible way Toby Fox could top this level of insanity. Especially considering the fact that he barely shows himself in public. Ha! Introvert Lamau. Well, I stand corrected so far. We're looking at a pretty calm year here for Mr. Toby Fox as he proceeds to develop the rest of the chapters of Deltarune, getting Chapter 1 ported on the Nintendo Switch, and creating quite a few songs to provide for his upcoming game. Looks like he switched his Twitter profile picture from Distortion Man to a dog in a golf cart. Some meme potential there, but unfortunately the meme radar never picked up on it. It seems like there hasn't been any game theory videos made on Undertale/Deltarune so far in 2019. This may break the world record by quite a freaking bit, actually. And sadly, Sans Gaming has stopped uploading on the May of 2019. I don't really see why that definitely legitimate police officer was so ecstatic about telling me to review stuff related to Toby Fox in 2019. To me, this just seems like a slow year. Is there something that has to do with the phrase "good will come to those who wait"? Because other than that game that won't come out until many years later, I'm not seeing any potential energy building up to the point where it comes smashing all the headlines, right? Like I said before, there's no way that absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd could top that level of insanity. Wait, no, that's impossible! Okay, so as it turns out, an actual meme, Toby Fox's character, got into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Did I say that correctly? I'm pretty sure after something like that happens, you're supposed to give it the Nobel Peace Prize for being the most successful meme of all time. Sure, Sakurai didn't actually implement Sans into Smash, he's just another Mii costume. But just look at this, Sans is actually a portion of the game's content. That's already more than anyone could expect from a Nintendo franchise. I'm pretty sure just being one of those spirits, Sans would make everybody piss their pants. Look and process what I'm showing you here. If I showed you this in 2016, 2017, you would howl in laughter and spit out the phrase, "Not gonna happen in our timeline, buddy." And that's not just all. If you can't tell by the background music I'm using here, Mr. Fox also composed the 5th official version of the song Megalovania conveniently within 2 months from the first version's 10-year anniversary. And specifically for Smash Ultimate. Fan-made Nintendo music unironically made it into a frickin' Nintendo game. And dare I mention, an absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd nerd defeated the final boss of beating someone at their own game? Ladies and gentlemen, there is no possible way you could make any of this shit up. I really do have to point this out. I mean, let's dispel this fiction that there's any possible way Toby Fox could top this level of insanity. Oh, shut up! The meme had the bucket kick for how long now, and you're gonna hop on the momentum bandwagon and use it in your freaking wrestling entrance? As I was saying, Toby Fox could never top the insanity that comes from this particular level. What, is he gonna replace the Rocky statue with a statue of Sans labeled "The Bad Time Is Gonna Happen"? Is he just gonna go with a reputation of being the guy that made Sans Undertale? Yeah, unfortunately that seems to be the case here. Wait, why am I hearing boss music? This is not right. This is not accurate. This is not real. This is not relevant to my timeline. What the hell is a Toby Fox song doing in Pokemon? There is no conceivable way that an absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd wrote a song for the most successful video game franchise of all time that doesn't smack its head against the ceiling. Oh my god. Well, hate to break it toward anyone who feels jealous like me, but the Mad Lad did it, and that's not even the entire story. Megalovania has its origins in being used in the final boss battle of an Earthbound ROM hack. This battle tower theme used in Pokemon has its origins in notes used from previous Pokemon OST and notes from an M-Preg rock opera album made none other by Toby Fox to protest a Tumblr forum, back when it was edgy as hell, that prevented Rule 34 shitposting involving Homestuck. So, I'm not kidding when I say a song in the Pokemon Sword and Shield OST is somewhat inspired by a male pregnancy shitpost that made fun of the Homestuck fanbase before he was even considered absolutely cancer. You got to have brains that run like the euthanasia coaster No. You gotta have brains that run like a euthanasia coaster during a hurricane right in the middle of Hiroshima on August 6th, 1945 at 8:15 JST to pull any of this crap off in 1 year. I don't even know if that sentence makes sense. But what does make sense is if this absolutely pathetic pushover of a degenerate nerd could do all of that in 1 year, perhaps you could shape up a little bit and start following your frickin' dreams, mate. You see this triangle? No, I'm not talking about all these trapezoids. I'm talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. I want each and every one of you to reach for this triangle the best way you frickin' can. I'm certainly not there yet, but you aren't too, so I better see a bunch of familiar faces when I ram right through these egotistical excuses to stop trying in life. You may think you're the kind of person that lacks the willpower to fight this battle of self-esteem, and what I have to say to that is go fuck yourself. Only corporate puppets lack the willpower, and they're too out of touch with monetary influence to even experience someone do their passion. And you're on frickin' YouTube. Despite management sucking, passion is all over the frickin' place, especially when you're watching a video specifically dedicated to a guy who can't stop amazing people. It may sound cliche, but I do mean it when I say live your purpose. Also, let me tell you about this convincing article I read about video games causing violence.